Настало время новой ММО-РПГ Crowfall. Исследуй, добывай и развивайся. Открой тайны гибнущих миров. Сражайся за личное богатство или за славу своей гильдии. Достойные навсегда впишут свое имя в историю Crowfall. Стань одним из вечных героев и проложи свой путь к победе. Уже в релизе. Купи и играй на фогейме.
Over the last year I made 3 videos about 3 classic Final Fantasy games, and if they're still worth playing to this day. Then the plan was to continue those video reviews with the next 3 games in the series, that being 10, 12 and 13. I had experience with those games in the past and was looking forward to revisiting them for the purpose of those videos. However, when I started to think about it, there was always one more game that I never played but probably should have as a fan of the Final Fantasy series. That of course being Final Fantasy IV. It was always that game I kept saying I will eventually get around to playing, and as you can probably tell from the title, I have finally managed to do it. So I ended up playing through the Steam version of Final Fantasy IV from start to finish for the very first time ever, and I'm here to discuss if this game is still worth playing in 2021. Now I know it's 2020 still, but by the time most people see this video, it will be next year, so just go with it. If you want to hear only my final thoughts on the game, then make sure to skip over to this time right here, where I'm just going to quickly go over everything and summarise my opinions. And remember, these videos aren't exactly to tell you how great the game was for its time, but rather how well it holds up nowadays and if it's still worth investing time into. End of the day, that decision can only be made by you, but I hope to give you enough info to think it over. Also lastly, if you do enjoy the video, I would highly appreciate a like, as it helps out so much, but also these videos do take quite a long time to make, so any support you could provide this channel would be incredible. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's have a look at Final Fantasy IV. So let me know if you've heard this before. Final Fantasy IV does the best job of capturing the spirit of a true Final Fantasy game. It seems like quite a popular thing to say, doesn't it? And after playing it myself, I can easily see why people would have that opinion. It has pretty much everything you would expect from a Final Fantasy game, from interesting and diverse party members, airships and hovercrafts, chocobos, villages, Cid, and of course, crystals. Not only does it have these iconic parts of the series, it also emphasizes them and makes a point out of them, with the crystals being a major one with this game. But let's talk about this game with some structure. So let's start with its story, and don't worry, I won't be spoiling any major late plot points of the game, only the first 4 to 5 hours or so, as I think it's necessary for the purpose of this video. None of it should affect your experience, plus most of the footage used is about the first third of the game, or just some combat. You begin the game as Cecil, a Dark Knight and leader of the Red Wings fleet from Baron, as you're returning from a mission your king sent you on, where you defeated innocent people in order to steal the crystal. Upon returning back, you quickly get introduced to your close friend Kane and your love interest Rosa. Cecil begins to question his king's actions and decisions, which leads to him being stripped of his duties as the commander of the Red Wings, and is instead sent off to slay a dragon and deliver a ring to the village of Mist. But soon after, once you've delivered the ring, you find out that this was in fact a setup to burn the entire village, and as a result of the following events, you and Kane get separated. It's from this point onward we start to see Cecil struggling to accept who he truly is as this Dark Knight, focusing on all the bad he has done and worrying there's no good left inside him. With time, you begin to meet more and more of your new party members, such as Rydia, Edward, Teller, and more, as you then find out about a man named Gubaev who has not only taken control of Baron, but is also destroying nations to collect all 4 crystals of the world. It is also during this time that Cecil decides to leave his Dark Knight self behind and become a paladin, who is essentially this game's version of a warrior of light. What follows is a journey of you and your companions trying to stop Gubaev from obtaining his goal. I won't go into detail any further than this because I think that should be enough to give you a general idea. The concept of crystals playing such a major role could be one of the main reasons for why so many people consider this game to be representative of a true Final Fantasy tale, as this dates back to the very first game, with its warriors of light travelling the world in search of crystals. But that being said, from that quick explanation of the setup, you might have already noticed that it sounds quite cliche, and that's because it is. Over the 30 plus years since its original release, we have seen this sort of storyline done hundreds, if not thousands of times, and some do a way better job of it than others, of course. Now, this isn't to say it's a bad thing at all, because for what it is, Final Fantasy IV truly excels at its simplicity. In fact, playing it nowadays felt so extremely refreshing, from the amount of over-the-top and complex JRPGs that feel like they have to constantly one-up each other. I'm sure back in the day some of these games' mechanics were really complex, but nowadays it's really easy to understand and you'll be good at it within a few minutes. Also, whilst I'm comparing it to other RPGs, it seems as though every RPG now has to be at least 40 to 60 hours, otherwise it doesn't count. But that was something else I loved about FF4, and that's its story length. It's definitely one of the shorter experiences in the series, especially if you're unaware of a lot of the side content. So if you're a little busy and you're scared of starting another extremely long and drawn out game, don't worry, this is not it. Final Fantasy IV gets straight to the point. You won't find yourself having to do 5 to 10 side objectives just to advance the story a little bit. That being said though, I do have to point out that there are moments when the game moves on a little too quickly. I'm going to use an event that happens about 2 hours into the game, so if you don't want any spoilers at all, I recommend skipping the next 20 to 30 seconds. So there's a point in the game where we meet Edward, and his lover Anna ends up getting killed in front of his eyes. It's quite an intense scene, so as you can imagine, you then see Edward weeping and crying. But this literally lasts about 10 seconds before Rydia, who is a child, comes over, tells him to stop crying, and that's it. The game simply moves on like nothing ever happened, and you only get one extra little scene about 30 minutes later where her spirit speaks to her. Yes, he does bring her up a few times later on, but at 10 seconds before Rydia, who is a child, comes over, tells him to stop crying, and that's it. The game simply moves on like nothing ever happened, and you only get one extra little scene about 30 minutes later where her spirit speaks to her. Yes, he does bring her up a few times later on, but at no point is he physically affected. Instead, the game just tells you we're on a time schedule here, and it quickly moves on. And this isn't a one-time thing. In fact, it happens way more than it should. There's a few moments that could have had a way more emotional impact if the game didn't move on so quickly, which is a shame more than anything. But outside of that, there wasn't much you could really complain or be picky about. As I mentioned earlier, Final Fantasy IV is simple, and it excels at that. But in no way does that mean it's boring either. It still manages to offer enough for the player to be intrigued and want to explore as well. You'll travel through many cities and villages and see slight differences between each one of them, whether that's visually or the sort of NPCs you'll be speaking with. There isn't an overwhelming amount of people to talk to in these cities, but that can actually encourage you to speak with everyone because there's not so many to get through, and most of the time you won't regret it. It's a nice and quick 2 to 3 lines of dialogue. You'll find that most of these villages will have an inn, as well as an item and weapons shop, which you'll be using throughout the entire game to get your potions, phoenix downs, new weapons, and all that sort of stuff. It also has some really interesting girls that will swim or dance. Yep, that's dancing. Okay, fine, they twerk. It's not much, but it makes the cities feel alive most of the time, and memorable to an extent. Plus, the game encourages dungeon exploration, rewarding you with items for 100% completing dungeon floors. So even when you're inside one of the biggest locations,
Не разделяются. То есть как бы, то есть это значит, что люди разделяют это, есть таница, есть эта штучка, которая, я понял. Это важно как бы по Фрейду получается. Он бродяги говорит. Ну ладно, тебе так думаю, да.
I would still recommend seeing all of it, as you might get a pretty good weapon or a pretty good item out.
Какие-то люди, какие-то девушки танцуют, а какие-то люди делают тверк, что ли, еще? Или понимают танцуют? Не надо. А нет, ну танец и стриптиз это понятно, что разные вещи. Ладно, короче, не надо.
They're like a phoenix down, elixir, or anything of the sort. As for the world map, it's not too big, and with you having access to an airship from an early point of the game, you can explore everything it has to offer, or a pretty good item out there, like a phoenix down, elixir, or anything of the sort. As for the world map, it's not too big, and with you having access to an airship from an early point of the game, you can explore everything it has to offer pretty quickly. Some of these places you won't have to visit till much later on, and they might be locked off of course, but the player freedom is definitely appreciated. Now, so far, it might be sounding like I have absolutely no faults with the game whatsoever, and even though I can't say there was anything particular to hate on, I can definitely recall some stuff that should be pointed out if you're planning to play this game. Starting with something that seems to be an issue with a lot of these old games, and that's direction, or rather informing the player of what needs to be done. There were cases during my playthrough where I found myself finishing up a dungeon or cutscene and then just had to figure out exactly what it is that I'm supposed to do next. Now, to be fair, FF4 doesn't struggle with this as much as some other games in the series, like FF7 for example, but There was one particular event that stuck out to me, and I just cannot do this video without mentioning it. So at a point in the game, you visit a kingdom regarding the crystal, but soon find out that a dark elf stole it and is hiding away in a cave. You get told which direction the cave is in, so I decided to explore the castle after I returned and just headed out. I soon realized you can only access this cave with a black chocobo, and the only way for you to know that is if you explored beforehand and you heard that black chocobos are capable of flying. Now, luckily for me, I did actually find that out, so proceed cave with a black chocobo, and the only way for you to know that is if you explored beforehand. And you heard that black chocobos are capable of flying. Now, luckily for me, I did actually find that out, so I proceeded to the dungeon like normal, cleared it up, got to the boss. And what followed was pretty much slaughter. I soon realized I had no chance against this boss. It killed all of my party members in one hit. This made me assume that of course it's a scripted defeat because there's absolutely no way I could beat this guy. Only to then be kicked out of the main menu. Just like I would be if I lost any normal encounter. So I was really confused and thought to myself, hold on a minute, did my game just glitch out? So I went in again and the same thing happened again. I get The boss, he defeats everyone with one hit and I get kicked out. To the main menu. Little did I know that you actually had.
Hi, it's Kirk
And Rob,
from Metallica.
and to support our foundation and celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Black Album, we teamed up with Omaze to give you the chance to win a limited edition Mercedes AMG GT Stout Edition.
And yes, taxes and shipping are included.
It's the ultimate in technology and performance, but the real question is, how much more black could it be?
And the answer is none more black. Check it out.
Matte graphite paint, all black trim, and black staggered AMG wheels. Go to omaze.com/Metallica for your chance to win a totally blacked out version of a Mercedes AMG's top of the line luxury supercar.
Best of all, every donation will support our non-profit, all within my hands.
We thank all of you and good luck.
She had to explore the castle first and encounter. Doesn't struggle with this as much as some other games in the series, like FF7 for example, but there was one particular event that stuck out to me and I just cannot do this video without mentioning it. So at a point in the game, you visit a kingdom regarding the crystal, but soon find out that a dark elf stole it and is hiding away in a cave. You get told which direction the cave is in, so I decided to explore the castle after I returned and just headed out. I soon realized you can only access this cave with a black chocobo, and the only way for you to know that is if you explored beforehand and you heard that black chocobos are capable of flying. Now, luckily for me, I did actually find that out, so I proceeded to the dungeon like normal, cleared it up, got to the boss, and what followed was pretty much slaughter. I soon realized I had no chance against this boss. It killed all of my party members in one hit. This made me assume that of course it's a scripted defeat because there's absolutely no way I could beat this guy. Only to then be kicked out of the main menu just like I would be if I lost any normal encounter. So I was really confused and thought to myself, hold on a minute, did my game just glitch out? So I went in again, and the same thing happened again. I get to the boss, he defeats everyone with one hit, and I get kicked out to the main menu. Little did I know that you actually had to explore the castle first, and encounter a certain person for the scripted event to take place later on. This meant I had to escape the dungeon, head back to the castle, interact with that person, only to then repeat that entire process again. Now what I want to make clear is that the issue here wasn't the time wasted, or having to go through enemies again, because if anything, it's just grinding, it's gonna make me stronger, right? I had no issues with that. But it was the fact that I didn't know I was missing any sort of items, so I started to assume my game bugged out, and that I might need to start a completely new save, wasting hours that I've already put in. But there were definitely a few moments throughout my playthrough where I just had to check online to see what's required of me, because I kind of just stood there and went, well, now what? But with that little side story out of the way, I think it's time I tackled the last big portion that I wanted to talk about, and it's the thing you'll be doing most of the time, of course, that being the combat. Final Fantasy IV gives you control of 5 parts. Party members at once in its active battle system. This for sure brings up the intensity of the battles because you're constantly thinking for 5 unique characters at once. Each member has a pre-assigned job that also gives them unique abilities, such as Rydia being a summoner, Kain having the jump command as a dragoon, Rosa having the pray ability as a white mage, and so on. Everyone's a little bit different. This means no skill trees or anything of the sort that you might be used to with more recent JRPGs, but instead it makes everyone not only unique, but serve a different purpose for why they should be in your party and why you might need them at this time. Some are definitely more powerful and useful than others. For example, black magic is a huge part of the combat in this game, but those characters will usually have a lower HP than something like a knight, for example, so the balance is clearly there. As a little tip though, I will say don't get attached to too many characters because you'll constantly have people leave and rejoin again, so definitely level up everyone consistently, don't focus on one guy only. Luckily though, the leveling up system is really good and you'll find that it's actually well balanced out. At no point did I feel like I wasn't earning enough XP to level up at a good speed. It always felt like whatever point of the game I was at, I was getting just the right amount, and I'm not sure of the specifics of how it works, but at least for me, it seemed perfect. As for the actual battle speed, initially I found the game a little bit slow, but then I realized there's actually an option to speed up combat, which I would highly recommend, especially once you're more accustomed to the commands and what everyone's good at and what you want to do with each character. I will turn that up because it makes the game go way faster and definitely seem more modern. As for the mobs that you'll be encountering, you'll quickly get used to their strengths and weaknesses, but it's the bosses that will switch up every so often since they have multiple phases, therefore forcing you to apply new tactics. All of this on top of the fact that this specific port of Final Fantasy IV is considered pretty difficult apparently, as it is a DS version of the game, so if you enjoy a challenge, you'll be right at home with this one. And of course, because this is an older game, random encounters are a thing. Personally, I would say they happen a little too often. It can get frustrating at times, especially when you're just walking back and forth, finding your way around. But luckily, the combat is very fun and enjoyable, especially when you've turned up the speed, like I said. So even when grinding, I was honestly having a lot of fun. Plus, it's accompanied by some very good battle music, which gets even better whenever it's a boss fight. Personally, I wouldn't say it's an all-time favorite soundtrack for me compared to the other entries in the series, but it does have some standouts, especially with the slower tracks like the Theme of Love. Regardless though, it's a very solid soundtrack, so don't worry, it's just right to get you through the journey. Compared to the other 3 videos I made like this was probably the hardest one to do. Final Fantasy IV is considered a classic amongst the Final Fantasy community. It represents so much of the series and its traits. By today's standards, it doesn't really offer anything mind-blowing, and its story can be pretty predictable, to say the least. When some of the biggest plot twists were being revealed, in the back of my head I just thought, well, I saw that one coming. But despite that, it does so much to a really good level, it's hard to hate on the game. It doesn't overcomplicate things, it knows what it's good at and it stays in its lane. Plus, with the Steam or DS version of the game, new graphics might not look as cool as the original versions, but it brings a visually smoother experience, plus some cutscenes with voice acting, which I was actually surprised by, and in all fairness, they're pretty solid as well. It's a good way to experience a classic in a modernized yet original way. The main cast is very enjoyable, and even though they might not be joking around too much, they definitely aren't boring or stiff to ruin the experience. Plus, a very intriguing and powerful villain to push the plot forward. Again, there's just not much to hate on here. Final Fantasy IV is that game that does so many things to such a good level, but just does not excel at anything specific. It's a really strong, solid entry in the series, and if you're looking for a pure, simple yet fun JRPG, regardless of if you've played many other Final Fantasies or this is your first one, I definitely think it's worth giving a shot. Quickly now, before you click off the video, let me just say a huge thank you for watching, guys. These videos take ages to get done, I'm not going to lie to you, so your attention and time to watch this means a lot, honestly. If you did enjoy it, maybe consider sharing it with others, and please leave a comment with your opinion on what you thought of the video down below. This was the first Worth Playing in 2021 video, and it definitely won't be the last. They take a while, but I love making them, and I want to keep this series going. I'm not sure exactly which game I'll do next, but if you have any specific titles for me to cover, just comment it down below. I'm mostly looking to move on to the newer games, it's just a matter of picking which one it is. Make sure to check out these videos for FF7, 8 and 9 if you haven't already, but with all that, I think that's enough talking for one video. Once again, huge thank you to all of you guys, I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.
Есть комплимент от заведения.
Эй, ну да, не имел в виду, нет. На дороге. Он о себе так думает. Самое время. Да, понял, я просто ожидаю.
So for this video, I'm going to be doing exactly what the title says, and I'm going to be turning toilet paper into drinkable alcohol. I don't know exactly where this idea came from, but about 6 months ago, I became convinced that this conversion was possible. This is because toilet paper, and well, pretty much all paper, is made almost entirely of cellulose. Cellulose naturally occurs in almost all plants, and we use it to make everything from cotton clothing to paper or cardboard. What I've always found interesting, though, is that at the core of it, it's just a chain of simple glucose-sugar molecules. Sugar is something that we usually associate with food, but in cellulose, the glucose units have been strung together in a very specific way, which gives it completely different properties. This has always blown my mind because it means that our clothing and almost all paper is basically made out of sugar, and wood is also about 50% cellulose, so a lot of our houses are
Наоборот, ли? Ну, это он... Вот это и было. Ну, он себя, ну это именно он самый, ну, да, я понимаю. Но он себя так думал. Ладно. Ща. Спокойно. Вот идем. Эй. Можно просто... Эй. А, ну да. Вот это было. Коляска. Ясно. Губаев. Тычки. Пушечки. Не, я просто... Да. Нормально, все скажи тебе. Пищи идея, что есть уже. Согласен, что надо. Помнишь, сказка была двух такая, да, понимаешь? Кушать надо кушать, правильно? Готовка кушать. Готовка. Я сейчас не буду готовить кушать, у меня скоро нечего будет кушать. Ничего не будет приготовлено. Скоро нечего будет кушать. Наоборот. Переносный. Наоборот, не знаю, Хань. Так. Видишь, башик грубый, большой. Видишь, не понимаешь? Нож халый. Пилова. Наоборот, нога, ну вот это и было. 6 других, просто выпили. Да нет. А, ну да. Наоборот. Не надо играть тогда будет. Ладно, что нет? Так. Obscure. Наоборот, просто, наоборот, нет, наоборот.
So if you've seen the other Worth Playing videos, you might have noticed this is by far the longest one, and in fact it's probably the longest video I've ever put out on my channel. The reason for this is pretty simple. There is a lot to talk about when it comes to Final Fantasy XIII. Over the years, ever since it released, it managed to build a pretty major reputation, but unfortunately not in a good way. For a while, it was probably the most hated entry in the entire series, with fans claiming it doesn't feel like a Final Fantasy game and is missing some of the things we grew to love about the franchise. That is of course until 15 came along and now people got something else to hate on. Final Fantasy is a franchise that switches up a lot with every entry. We can almost always expect something different, whether that's the story, the world, its combat, and all that other stuff. But with 13 specifically, it seemed as though a lot of the changes just weren't welcome, and it left a lot of fans losing faith in the future of the franchise and where it's heading next. But now that it's been 11 years since the initial release, and we've all had some time to
Let's go!
I'm very happy so far, Chad.
Chapter 3!
Oh, goddamn the music.
Knew it couldn't be that bad. No way.
Damn, we are good!
Yes! Bombs detonated 1, members lost 0. And one step closer to a brighter future.
Hell yeah!
Guys! Lower your voices, huh? People are listening. Now get some R&R. You've earned it. Just be ready for the next mission, all right? See you soon. At 7th Heaven. You know, where Tifa works. Don't keep her waiting. She'll worry.
Okay, it's just... I'm sorry, Chad, it's like a lot, just so many of the little things that add up, that do so much. Oh my god. I get to explore the slums. This fucking music, dude. Oh my god. This is a video game. Is it even daytime outside? I don't even know. I can't even tell you if it's daytime outside.
Are you sure you haven't seen my husband? If I did, I don't remember.
Oh my god, dude, the music.
How are people here taking the news?
It's got a lot of them worried, but not enough to stop them from partying, I guess.
Don't they realize what's happened? Unbelievable.
You see that huge explosion on TV?
Yeah, I saw it.
They did not need to have so many NPCs have unique dialogue, right? It's crazy, dude. This world feels lived in. Yeah. They went above and beyond.
How about what?
Oh, it's the lover couple. It's the lovers that are always at the train stations. In Alt FF7, every single time you come up to a train station, like, the lovers always unite.
Okay, except the only place around here is the train graveyard, which everyone says is haunted. But that's cool, right?
Rain check? Not into that kinky ghost shit?
So, what do me and the reactor have in common? Everyone gets pissed off when we stop working. I need a new job.
This is amazing, dude. This is amazing. Oh my god. I'm gonna be here listening to everyone for the next, like, 30 minutes. Holy shit, chat. I think I need to take a break. I think I need to go kiss my wife. Oh my god. I'm just gonna leave you guys here with this shot and this music. Give me a few, chat. I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna continue. Yeah, I should save the game. I should be not forgetting that I can save this game. Oh. Okay. Let's focus. Let's focus. I cried at like the weirdest part, you know? I cried when you got to the slums for the first time. Like, you'd think it would be the intro, you'd think it'd be all this stuff, but it was the, it was this, man. It was walking down and talking to all these people. And, realizing how much of a world they've made. And all the things that I remember of it are still here. Just more. Just way more. Fuck. Okay. Jesus Christ. Something about, like, combination of all these things coming together. They gave a shit. Yeah, they really gave a shit. Sorry. Very sorry. I don't want that to interrupt this stuff too much. Okay. Can you lower the camera sensitivity in the game a little? Yeah, it's a bit intense. It's actually a good. I was thinking about that. We're not getting any crazy pixelization, are we? We haven't been getting any too many crunchy pixels. Okay.
Everyone gets pissed off when we stop working.
He's really tall.
How are people here?
It's okay.
Okay. Continuing the game. Continuing the game.
Train services have concluded for the day.
Hey, leftovers are for kids only, dummy.
Tomorrow morning. Thank you for your patience. Emergency train services have now concluded. This was the final train of the day. We apologize for the inconvenience, but please have a safe journey home.
Oh, there's Shinra graffiti everywhere.
Some guys on the train were saying stuff about Shinra, criticizing the good work we do.
Ingrates. I hope you were able to talk some sense into them.
Yeah, of course. They were blubbering like babies by the time I was through with them.
Well done, dear.
It's family. It sucks that people work on the upper plate at Shinra and they have to live in the lower plate. You would think that all in Shinra, that Shinra employees would live on the upper plate, but they don't. I really like the NPC interaction, right? You have to get close to them and aim your camera at them to actually hear what they're saying sometimes, and if it doesn't, it just doesn't give you anything.
Funny, you said the same thing last night.
Right? So it feels like you're actually in a place where characters are having conversations instead of you having a conversation with everybody, right? Like, it feels like in other RPGs you have to go up to people and then press a button to actually hear what they have to say. And now you have to you can run around conversations and stop and hear them if you want, but they sort of organically happen.
Why did we have to come to the slums? There's trash everywhere, and the smell.
Shh, that's so loud.
Can we even trust the hotels around here?
Oh.
Mattresses are crawling with bugs.
Oh, people are forced down here from the upper plate because the train station is so jacked. People are forced to come down to the slums. Like that Shinra manager guy. Okay. I still got the flower on me.
Huh. Mako is the lifeblood of the planet? Yeah, the hell it is. Goddamn eco-warriors with their dumbass posters. I tear them down and they're back up inside of an hour. Like I've got nothing better to do. I mean, look at all that steel work. You trying to tell me that's not progress?
Кредитная карта Альфа-банка – это 100 дней без процентов на все и снятие наличных без комиссии.
What the? You okay, buddy? Mako junkie, huh? Figures.
What is going on?
You again.
Future? Called me a Mako junkie. God's been doing the rough stuff. Sector 7.
That hot shower can't come soon enough. You can barely tell my skin from all the ash and sweat. Now I get back to 3 kilos.
It's the two soldiers. Figure out how I screwed up. Jessie can't. Yeah, she's not getting over this, dude. She's mad at herself.
Security should know who did it.
So you'll interrupt them while they're working? Come on, it's one little question.
They want to talk to him too. These guys are fucking funny in the original game. Hang on a second. It's the two soldiers, yeah. Let's see what they have to say.
Excuse me. Due to an emergency, entry into this area is prohibited. Sorry for the inconvenience.
You call that a warning?
No, sir. In accordance with emergency regulations, entry into this area is prohibited. Please leave at once.
Still too nice.
I love this game. I love this game. One more time.
This area is off limits. Turn around and leave at once. If you don't, I'll have no choice but to use force.
Now you're getting the hang of it.
I don't care if there's any more. I'm good. I'm good. Damn. Look at how they... The alleys of the slums are just a bunch of rubble from the upper plate that fell down. Just all crashed and screwed up. Avalanche posters. Don't let them bleed the planet dry. Wow, look at Sector 7. Okay.
That's where I work. No freaking way.
Put that fire out, idiots. I was there yesterday.
Mayor Domino, in conjunction with President Shinra, has declared a state of emergency in Midgar. The administration has issued assurances that they are doing everything in their power to provide aid to those most in need.
I need a goddamn paper bag, chat, to breathe into. Oh fuck. Is she waving at me? Did she just wave at me? Did she just wave at me? They don't even look at Cloud.
Daddy, you're home.
That's right,
Oh.
Angel. I am. Have you been a good girl?
Yeah, I've been helping Tifa.
Oh, you did you? Well, well.
You made it. Where'd you get that? I can't remember the last time I saw a real one. Huh?
Shit.
How sweet. When did you get so thoughtful?
Oh, Flower lost.
Has been 5 years.
Huh?
I need to talk to Barrett.
Right. Come on in.
Daddy, the
Tifa was confused.
Everyone on TV's talking about it.
Don't you worry about all that silliness. Daddy's here and he's not going anywhere tonight. Now turn that thing off and let's get you to bed, huh?
Tifa was confused. Oh, Jesus, man. She's afraid of you.
What do you think you're doing, scaring my daughter like that?
Daddy says never talk to strangers.
That's right, honey, I do say that. What a good girl you are remembering Daddy's lessons. You know what else good girls do? They go to bed on time. Come on.
But I'm not tired. I want to talk some more, Daddy.
All right, but just this once.
How is her voice Disney quality good?
What can I get you?
My money. I'm still waiting on it.
Right.
How is her voice like Disney quality good?
We should talk outside.
Oh shit.
Daddy, did the people who died all return to the planet?
Of course. Let that be a lesson to you.
Shit, I just wanted to... Sorry. I'm sorry, okay?
When you want to talk to a little kid, don't go giving her the professional killer eyes.
The professional killer eyes. I can't handle this game. I can't fucking handle it. I can't fucking handle this game, dude. It's trying too hard. Fuck, man. God damn.
Такое каждому хочется разглядеть получше. Наслаждайтесь невероятным качеством изображения OLED на большом экране. LG OLED.
Let's go outside and talk to Tifa, chat.
Before we get on to money, there's an empty apartment in a place just down the road. It's nothing fancy, but I was thinking you could stay there for now. The landlady's a big friend of the cause, so you wouldn't even have to pay rent. Sound good?
Sure does. Thanks.
Follow me then. How was it up on the plate?
It was chaotic.
Sorry for dragging you into all this. It was wrong of me to put you in danger like that. I promise I won't do it again.
Danger's part of the job. Don't worry about me.
I'll try not to.
Always happy to help stick it to Shinra.
How'd that go?
Not good at all.
So, you make nice with everyone?
Much as I could, all things considered.
Want to listen, though.
Enough for them.
Good. You had me worried. You're not exactly a people person.
I'll give you that.
I'll give you that. I want to go back and talk to everyone, though. But I guess we'll go back and do it, right?
I saw Sector 8 on the news. It was like a war zone.
The news is just another Shinra mouthpiece. They'll spread whatever lies Shinra tells them to.
Attack Sector
So,
7? The topsiders
it wasn't
brought
that
this on
bad?
themselves.
It was.
There was.
Right.
Jesus, dude, the dialogue is...
And here we are. Good old Stargazer Heights. You're on the second floor.
Alright, you stay right here, Tifa. Tifa, you stay right there. I am gonna go listen to what all these people are saying, alright?
Do you need some alone time or something?
Shit! Sorry. I wasn't exactly tired, and I wanted to see what anyone else had to say. Alright, Tifa. I'll go with you. God damn, Tifa. God damn. God damn.
Room 201 here is where I sleep. Don't have time for much else, what with 7th Heaven and all. Not even time to decorate. Here's your room, 202. Don't worry, I already told the landlady about you.
You did?
Yes?
Yes?
Oh, I mean, I told her I had a friend looking for a place to stay. Was that too much?
No. It's fine. And this?
That one's, know what? It's getting late. I'll introduce you tomorrow.
Tifa's boyfriend? What? Who's in there? But who's in there? Right, why does he gotta wait till tomorrow? Who's in there? What? What? I'm not ready for new shit.
It's a little bare, but should be enough to get you through the night. If you want anything else, we can always get
There is
it.
one thing. My money. You guys owe me 2,000, remember?
I do. And we'd love to settle up, especially since this was your first job for us, but
That's it?
sorry. We spent the rest preparing for the mission. That really is it. But not for long. I'm collecting money for filters tomorrow, so I can pay you after.
And you're sure about that?
Of course, as long as you help, that is. Wait, then I'd have to pay you for that too. Never mind.
No, 2,000's enough. That's what we agreed on, so that'll be the price. With what you gave me, that leaves 1,500.
You're the best. I'll see you bright and early at the bar then. Thanks again for everything. Sleep tight.
Wow. It's like a fucking cat.
Guess it's time for introductions.
What the fuck is going on?
Hey.
Wedge's stomach? Music. The fucking music.
Hey, you okay in there? Oh. Coming in.
Cloud, stop! Get back inside! Get off me!
Это Яндекс-станция Мини, обновленная снаружи и внутри. Звук в 3 раза мощнее, свежий лаконичный дизайн в 4 цветах. А еще ваша любимая Алиса. Новая станция мини. Звучит атмосферно.
Ну так нет, чем бы все...
Let's go!
Oh, smash!
Everyone,
Kayla!
Steve, put your shit down.
Smash.
Sora.
It's gonna be Monster Hunter?
I hope it's Monster Hunter. Oh my
Choke
god,
you,
dude.
baby!
Everybody, shut up.
Well, it's highly produced.
It's actually a CG
hand?
trailer, yeah.
It's gonna be the hand.
No. No.
Yeah, the hand.
Yeah, that'd be a waste.
It'll be a waste.
Got him, Kenny.
Wrecked. Backstreet's back. All right.
In sync. Smash.
CGS
In sync.
Uh-oh. What the hell is
Trunks.
powerful enough to do that?
Trunks?
No way, it's Sephiroth!
Fuck you! No fucking way!
Whoa! We actually get music from the game!
Oh, are you serious?
Max new! He's wearing the shirt! Max is oh my god! Max confirming!
In his own stage? He does!
Oh
And it's in the mini,
my
it's in the
fucking
other
god,
trailer.
dude!
Max is wearing the shirt!
He missed Zelda. He's trying to stab the shit out of her.
He gets his own stage in the crater.
Dude, yeah, his final. Oh my god, his stage is the different phases of the final battle against
Yeah,
Genova.
yeah. Genova final form.
Dude, he's gonna have to summon, like, his final smash is gonna be this crazy fucking. He gets a shit fucking CG trailer! I'm gonna watch this 30 times after this shit. Oh my god!
No!
This is incredible!
Oh, that amazing fake out.
This shit is incredible!
Wow.
Oh my god, dude, Sakurai's a fucking Advent Children fan. I don't believe it.
Greatest movie of all time, Max.
Omni Slash version 5?
Oh,
Did
he
you
gets a
see that?
unique Omni Slash against Sephiroth! That is fucking amazing! Fucking amazing, dude! I don't fucking believe it!
Award show redeemed.
Huh.
Nice sword.
Genesis.
Wow. Holy shit,
That's
there's gonna
the
be
final
some crazy final smash unique
Yeah,
boss fight thing. Oh my
This
god!
Wow.
It's coming out soon! It's coming out soon! 10 out of 10! This is the best award show ever! Thank you, Jeff! Goddamn Dorito Pope over here delivering on all fronts! Holy shit, dude!
Perfect time. Ну, наоборот. Ну, это и есть на самом деле. А, это просто музыка, что ли? Да, это должно быть. Ну да, заблокировать сразу. Ладно. Наоборот, иду наоборот. Да наоборот иду. Вот это и есть он. А, понял вас. Молодой это слушай, молодой. Он где-то себе говорил, или... Да на, да. А, ну это имеете. А в чем проблема-то? Я про себя и говорил. Да. Bon аппетит, да? Или что-то, да. Не знаю, да. Дай-ка песню. На следующий. Ладно. Ну вот это и был он самый. Ну да. Да, понятно. Нет, ну это вот и было оно самое, да. Да, из всего, что ли, из всего, да. Да. То есть это так и будет, да? Наоборот. Нет. Да. Это какое? короткой. Mine. What is mine? What is mine? Ничего это не стоит, в общем. Что это? Что там? Что там? В чем проблема? народом. Я думаю, так. Да. тем самым. Да на дорогу. Да, конечно. Нет, дорогу. Как видите, надо. Давай. Так. Пивовар. Наверное, надо. Это есть он самый, да?